Hello and welcome to our first class in Canva design training. This is module 1 where we look at introduction to Canva and workspace mastery. By the end of this module, I expect you to explain what Canva is and its uses, to navigate the Canva dashboard confidently, to identify the key tools in the editor workspace, to use templates to create designs, to edit text, images, and elements, to save, download, and share designs, as well as to organize basic design work in Canva. All right, let's get to it. So we are starting with introduction to Canva and digital design. So what is Canva? Canva is an online design platform used to create professional visuals without needing advanced design software tools, and it is used for social media posts, posters and flyers, presentations, videos, branding materials, presentations, and so many others. And Canva is important because it's easy to use, it's beginner friendly, and it saves time in design creation. It's also used in marketing and businesses. So with Canva, you only need your internet, because as you design, you will be required to have your internet on. It's an online design platform, just as we have other design platforms such as Photoshop, CorelDRAW, and so many others. So Canva is simply one of those design tools. So let's begin to navigate the Canva workspace. So in this case, we are going to start with the Canva dashboard navigation. So the moment you open your Canva, the first page that you see is what we call the dashboard. And some of the key areas are the search bar. As you can see right here, this is our search bar. And this search bar is used to find templates quickly. Templates are ready-made designs, okay? And then the second thing that you see on the dashboard is the template section. So if we scroll on this left sidebar, so there's home page, there's projects, some things I'm skipping because I'll explain them later, and then there's templates, as you can see right here. This is templates. So templates are ready-made designs, and then you also see recent designs. If you scroll down like that, you'll see my recents right here. So these are recent designs. So whether you're using a phone or using a laptop, these might appear differently. Maybe you might see them at the lower bottom, or others on the laptop you see them on the left sidebar. So these are my projects. Then the other thing that you're going to see on the dashboard, so we have social media, videos, email, photo editor, sheet, and so many other things. So from here you can actually pick what you want to start working on. So if you want to start working on a document, you simply come here and click on documents. If you want to start working on a presentation, you come here and search for documentation. So the dashboard opens you up to all the different functionalities of Canva. So this is the dashboard. Remember, the dashboard is the first screen that you see, and it's got all these components that you simply pick on. So in this particular case, we're going to start a design. I'll show you some things, and then we'll proceed from there. So let's enter a design. And by the way, when you click on, for example, social media, you'll find that Canva will open you up to different social media platforms, because different social media platforms have got different sizes, design sizes. So when you're talking about a Facebook post, as an example, it's got its own size. Facebook cover has its own size. Instagram story has its own size. So when you're designing something, you must be aware of what you are designing and what platform you're going to post it on, because that will help you to know what design size to use. So for example, we're going to use the Instagram post, which is a 1:5 ratio. So I'll click on that. So as you can see, my design is opening up. So in this case, it's asking me to get a template, but I don't want a template. So what I'm going to do is I'll simply use my very blank page. So I'll click on create. So that create, it's also on the dashboard. If you want to create any new design, you simply click on create. So I'll click on social media. And then I'll go to Instagram 4 to 5. All right, so that's what you have. So we have our workspace opening up. So when you click on create, the page that opens is this particular page. When you click on create, this is the particular page that opens, and this is what we call the editor's workspace. Okay, so you are the editor and this is your workspace. So this is called the Canva editor workspace. So on the Canva editor workspace, there are certain things that I want to bring to your attention. On the left panel, we have, this is the left panel, we have templates. Okay, we have templates. I explained earlier, templates are simply ready-made designs where you find customized designs that you can simply edit. It saves you time and it's easy for beginners. Then we have elements. So elements are all the tools that you will use in designing. So it involves the shapes, the pictures, the images, and many other things. So let me click on elements and you see the different things that you have. And so as you can see, we have the shapes right there. So these are recently used. We have the shapes, we have the lines. You can search for anything and you find it right here. So other than text, you find every tool that you need for your design in elements. So you can search for calendars, you can search for time icons, social media icons, okay, social media icons, and all the different things that you can find, email icons, website icons, the shapes, all these things can be found. As you can see, those are social media icons, so they can be found in elements. So whenever you see a tool that you want to use and want to put on your design, you can find it under elements. Then let's go to the next. This is text. So the text is where you now begin to add your text content. Okay, your text content. If you want to write something on your design, this is where you find it. And under this, you have different kinds of texts. You've got the add heading. This is a bigger size. You've got a add a subheading. This is a medium size. And then you've got the list size, which is add a little bit of body text. So depending on your design, your main capture title for the design will carry the largest size. The medium component or medium priority component will carry the medium size, and then of course the least sized text, which you might not need so much or which might not have so much priority, you can put it as a little bit of body text. So that's what you have. And then of course, going back to our left panel, so this is the Canva editor space. Remember, this is the Canva workspace, editor workspace. We also have the gallery. So the gallery opens up to your actual gallery in the phone. So this is where if you want to pick a photo that you want to maybe add to your designs, you simply click on gallery. And then we go to brand. So brand is where you grow your brand identity. So your brand identity simply means your official brand colors, your official fonts, your official images. So all the things that you use for your brand, because these have to be consistent. You have to have your own colors, you have to have your own fonts, you have to have your own images, your own design layouts. All that is what we call the brand. So the brand will be uploaded here. So you have your own brand kit, you can upload it here so that anytime you're designing, you don't have to go back to your to look for a particular color or to look for your particular font. You can simply find them here and you add them to your design. So this helps you to be consistent. And of course, you have your uploads. So uploads are things that you have uploaded for use on your designs. It can be images, as you can see here. It can be videos, it can be audio, it can be folders. So in this case, I have uploaded some images and I'll be able to find them right there. As you can see, they're being scrolled down there. So those are the images I have been able to upload. When you upload a video, it will also be found under videos. When you upload an audio, it also be found under audio. So you can also record yourself. So if you are under videos, for example, and then you click on record yourself, it means you'll be able to record a video. If you're under images and then you click on record, it's going to capture an image. All right, then going back to our left side panel, we have tools. So tools are simply things that you can use for your designs. We've got the line, we've got the highlighter, the pencil, the pen, and all those things. So basically all the tools that you use that can enhance your design, you find them under tools. Then you've got projects. This is where you have your designs. So all the designs that you're making, all the designs you are having will be found under projects. So you see, you have all the designs. You have particular designs right here. You have folders. So let's say you design two different types of flyers. You can put them in folders. Maybe folder 1, church flyer. Folder 2 is going to be maybe a school flyer. And then we also have on the left side panel, we have apps. So these are apps that are put in Canva to help enhance your designs. Okay, we've got the AI generation, we've got the audio and voice over. So these are tools that you use to do voice over, like you're recording a voice that will back up a video. That's the voice over. So all these are apps. You see LinkedIn right here, you've got Instagram. So these are apps that will enhance your designs. All right, then we have photos right there. So photos, this is where you have photos that are found in Canva. So these photos are found in Canva. Okay, they are not your photos, they are inbuilt in Canva. So as you can see, these are some of the things you can pick in order for you to have your design maybe enhanced. You want a certain photo, you want a particular background, you can simply come on photos and you have them there. And then on the left side panel, we also have captions. So captions are where you have a video and then you want to maybe put words of what you are saying in the video. So these are captions, and you have different designs for captions. For example, you've got the classic, as you can see here, you've got the pixel pop, and basically all that. You've got the momentum, this is the one. You've got the clickbait, this is the one. So different caption styles, you can also have them right here. So these are some of the things that you have in Canva. So before we conclude with this particular module, which is module 1, let me just do a recap. So remember, we said when you open Canva, the first page that you see is what we call the dashboard. So the dashboard has got certain elements like create. So create is where you are creating a new design. And then we've got the home page. The home page is this very page where we are, where you see different things like the video, email, the sheet, the code, the presentation. So whenever you want to do any presentation, any document, you simply click there. So you also have the classroom. So now the classroom, I'll talk about it later. If you're part of a designs team, education team, they can add you to that particular group, and then you'll be able to be in a more like a classroom. So that one I'll talk about it later. Then you have projects. So if I click on projects, this is where you do all your projects in your classroom or personal projects. You can have them right there. So in this particular case, let's go into our editor workspace. So Canva editor workspace. So you simply click on create, and then you pick the size that you want, social media size, whether Instagram, whether Facebook, any size that you want. So when you open it, it opens you to what we're calling the editor workspace. So the editor workspace is your design space. Okay, you as an editor have a workspace. It's like your office. So the editor workspace, you have the left panel, which we discussed. We have the templates, we have the elements, we have the text, we have the gallery, we have the brand, we have the uploads, tools, the projects, apps, photos, and the captions. Okay, so here under templates, you see that there's going to be something that will open up. It will suggest some templates for you. When you click on text, it means you have to pick whichever text that you want. And then right here, of course, we do have our actual workspace. So this is where we'll be doing our very working. So for example, if I want to do a text on this, I'll click on add text. So when I click on add a heading, by the way, not text, add a heading, and then I can simply say hello, and then I add that hello there. You see that text is going to be on the screen. So you see the hello there. So whenever you want to edit any word on the workspace, whenever you want to edit anything, whether the background or the word, you click that very thing and then you'll be able to edit. For example, if I want to edit the background, so let me just zoom it a little bit. So if I want to edit the background, I'll click on any page around the background, and then you have all these that will open up on top. So you have the edit, the animate, the position, and all these options. Then you can begin to edit. So if I click on maybe edit, you see it will suggest some tools for you to use, whether to resize, whether to add a background, whether to use a different style. You see these styles, so it will suggest for you. Also, if you want to add your own picture as the background, you can also simply do the uploads. Remember the left side panel, you can go to uploads and then upload a picture, then you have your background. And then if I want to edit the text, I'll simply click on that text. So whenever you click on anything, there are options that will open for you to begin to use. So as I've clicked on hello, all these options on top have opened up. So I can do the slant, I can do the bold, I can change the color of the text. Okay, I can change the color of the text. You see that? I close that. I can go to font size. I can increase by pressing the plus, reduce by pressing the minus. I can change the font by clicking that Canva Sans, that's the font. So you can change your font, and then you have the text styles. You can pick your favorite style from your brand kit. So in this case, your brand kit, we assume that you have already put the things in your brand kit, so you don't have to do a new font or a new color. You can simply come to your brand kit, click your brand kit, and then get things from there. So in this case, we have no brand fonts, so that's why it's saying no brand fonts set for this brand kit. So basically that. So you can edit your text by simply clicking on it. And then you also have the alignment. I'll talk about the alignment in the next module. You also have the transparency. I'll talk about the transparency in the next module as we go on. But generally, this class was simply about the Canva dashboard, which is the first screen that you see. And as we enter into designing, we also have the editor workspace. So this is the editor workspace, which is the very page where you begin to do your work as a graphic designer. So this is where we end today's class. If there are any questions, please, you can put them in the comments or you can inbox me, and then I'll be able to see them and address them, whether in a new video or in a new class. Thank you so much, and I hope you had a great time learning this module. See you next time in the next module.